Hi, welcome to Watch It Played. My name is Rodney Smith. In this video, we're going to learn the campaign rules for Tail Feathers, as well as how to play in teams and build your own custom armies and scenarios. If you'd like to learn the core rules of the game, we have a video for that, and I'll put a link to it in the description of this video. But let's get started here by learning how to build your own custom forces. Each scenario, along with giving you a recommended army to play with, also suggests a point range for building your own custom army. Each figure and card you add to your army then uses up some of those points based on the values that are shown here in these corners. Common squads like this Oak Guard only have one card but must include at least as many figures as the listed squad values shown here, which is 3. But you can include more figures than that. The cost for the initial required 3 figures is the value first shown here, 9 in this case, and then each additional figure you add to the squad will cost 3 more. No more than half your custom force's point value can be made up of heroes, creatures, and squads, and at least half must be made up of birds and pilots. Units are designated as either common or unique, and you'll find this written here underneath of their names. You may not include more than one copy of any unique unit or common squad card, but can include multiple copies of any other common unit. Each bird in your army should be paired with a pilot. Birds fielded without a pilot can only use bird action cards, have a pilot value of 0, cannot be rattled, and cannot make normal attacks. When building a custom force, you can also spend 1 point for each additional action card that you'd like to add to your hand beyond the normal 7. Along with the scenarios that come with the game and those that will be released in the future, players are free to make up their own. You'll want to decide on an army size and starting point value for the player's nests and victory conditions. And these can be anything you want. They don't have to be simply destroying an opponent's nest. If you want to quickly add some variety to your scenarios, when setting up the battlefield, shuffle these objective cards and reveal 3, reading them out loud and placing them by the battlefield for easy reference. These will list benefits players can gain by completing certain requirements during the game, meaning that each time you play, new mixtures of these conditions and game effects will be available. Some scenarios that will be released through the Plaid Hat Games website and potential expansions will include team play. But you can also build scenarios with that idea in mind. 2 armies on the same team cannot include more than 1 copy of a unique bird, and each player on a team can have no more than 1 copy of any common squad unit. Players, even on the same team, should use a unique set of ID rings and tags to distinguish their figures. While playing, teammates can freely discuss strategy and look at each other's played missions. Your teammates' forces are also considered friendly to yours, but otherwise the rules of the game remain the same. Finally, let's discuss campaign play. At the beginning of a campaign, players will build their forces, and these should only include common birds and the lowest ranked pilots. Now you'll choose the scenarios to play and how you'll link them together. The scenarios in the core set are intended to be played in the order that they're presented. The first one also includes a recommended army force for campaign play that is different than what is recommended if you're playing the scenario as a single mission. Players should agree on the overall victory conditions for the campaign, which could be a collection of points earned or simply winning the final climactic scenario. Each scenario will have this section, and at the end of a scenario, the winner and loser will have decisions to make that will affect their force going into the next mission. For example, you may choose to advance one of your pilots or birds. To advance a pilot, you exchange a rookie rank for a standard one, or a standard for an ace version. To advance a common bird, you exchange it for a unique one of the same type. Ground units cannot be advanced, but players can decide on heroic conditions that can be satisfied during gameplay to allow a ground figure to become a veteran. When this condition is satisfied, you place a veteran marker under that figure. It now receives +1 to its ranged and melee attacks and defense. Each force should have no more than 1 veteran at a time, and though veteran markers can be carried over between scenarios in a campaign, once a veteran figure is defeated, it loses the marker. In a campaign, if a bird is defeated, its pride is wounded, and it gains a grudge marker. A bird can have more than 1 grudge marker, and these carry over from one campaign scenario to the next. When a bird rolls dice in a death spiral, it can now spend a grudge token to reroll any number of its dice used, keeping the second result. If you have any questions about these additional rules for tail feathers, please feel free to put them in the comments below and I'll gladly answer them as soon as I get a chance. But until the next episode, thanks for watching.